Hello there everybody, my name is ElusiveGhost and welcome back to another episode of Against the Storm. So I'm thinking we start over here in the Royal Woodlands, because we have the ruined settlement which will give us a lot of ruined nearby buildings, and it's close to this question mark as well, so perhaps we will determine what that is, which will be nice. So let's have a look at our modifiers. It's obviously we get more wood for the trees, the ruined settlements, and that will give us plant fiber and some eggs as well, and there is a lot of natural resources like meat, so we can definitely use the lizards if we fancied it. So I think I'm going to take the humans, and we're going to start off with some extra wood and some extra roots, and we're going to embark on veteran difficulty as well. Looking at our forest mysteries, we have the royal funding, which says that we gain 2 amber for every time we sell goods worth 10 amber. So that's a nice little 20% bonus there as well. I'm not going to look at the negatives because we're going to keep that as a nice little hidden factor. And as you guys know, we always start off with building some roads, as well as building some of the woodcutters camps as well. So I'm thinking we'll place one down here, easy access to the glades over here, and then one over there as well, with easy access into that section over there. And we can resume it while we have a look at some of our new buildings. So I'm thinking for our first building, we'll take the smokehouse, because jerky is good for both the harpies and the humans, and we already have meat, and we have meat on the map as well. For our second building, the carpenter's always nice to have for the better plank production, as well as some simple tools, so we'll go with that one. And then for this one, it's a little bit harder for me to pick, but I think we're going to go for the foragers camp over here, because we know that there's vegetable grain and insects on the map naturally, so that will be worth having. We're also going to jump in here and get some of the crude workstation. We'll pop that down there. We'll also get our makeshift post, which we'll just pop over here for now. Some additional shelters, just to give us a nice little feeling over there. So we'll bring this way. We can allocate some people into wood cutting for now. And then we got our cornerstones to pick from. Since we're so early on into the game, I think generous gifts might be quite a good one to get as well, to get that extra 40% more goods, knowing that we're going to have people coming in. We got our first orders. This one is nice because it gives us a box of simple tools as well as a wildfire essence, so we can expand our hub a little bit further. However, this one is pretty easy to make. We don't need as many people because we want to try to take use of the generous gifts. So let's go with that one. What have we got on our next one? I actually really like producing more and more planks. It just makes it a bit more efficient. So I'm going to go for that one. I think, again, I'm going to go for this one here. The tools are nice to have early on, so we'll go with that one. So let's place down the new smokehouse that we got as well, and do our usual of where we hide out the 4 barrels behind here. That will upgrade our hub, which is pretty nice. And then I think I also want to get the harvester's camp up and running, so that we can start getting some plant fiber. And then I'm thinking we also get the scavenger camp just on this side over here, so we can gather up some of those nice roots. Over in the crude workstation over here, we essentially want enough planks that we can produce our carpenter, which only requires 5 planks and 2 cloth. So we're going to go and set the limit here to 5 planks and 2 cloth. We'll say no bricks for the moment, and we're going to throw in a human there as well. So at least we can start that one off nice and easy. I might build it over there for now. We'll move this up here, and we'll just set avoid opening glades on all of these for the moment. Okay, so it seems like they decided to open that as well. So they must have been chopping down the tree at the same time. But we got some mushrooms, we got some farmland, and we've got some marrow over there, which is quite nice. Let's throw in an additional person over here so that they can start collecting some of this plant fiber. But let's get someone in the scavengers camp as well to keep that food up and running as well. We're going to come into consumption control, and I think we want to turn off the consumption of meat so that we can at least save that and turn it into jerky when we have it here. So we're upgraded our hub now, which is nice. And we've just gone into the clearance for the moment, so we've got to make sure that we've got enough wood in case we need it for the storm. But everyone's resolve is pretty good at the moment because they've all got houses and they're all quite happy there. I'm going to drop one of these woodcutters down as well so that we reduce our hostility that we currently got in the forest, and hopefully we could actually favor the harpy. So we're coming up to our next storm. We got plenty of wood, so we should be able to survive that pretty easily. We're also about to produce our carpenter, I think. We're just waiting on some planks at the moment, which is nice. We're coming up to the end of the storm, which everyone looks like they are doing just fine. Our carpenter has been built. We're going to stop producing planks in this area over here, and we're going to start producing planks in this section with a limit of 20, I think, for now. And we'll turn the rest off, and we'll throw an additional person in, and let's have a look at our cornerstone. I think in this particular case I'm going to take the crowded houses so that we have an additional space for one more villager. And let's have a look at the newcomers as well. So we finally have the option to have lizards. So I think I am going to take the lizards, and I think I'm going to take the humans in this particular case, because we have quite a few humans and we have human shelters as well. And the reason why I wanted to take the lizards is because they also benefit from jerky, which means the smokehouse is going to be extremely valuable once we get it up and running. It also means that in this hub over here, we could change it up for a lizard there as well, who are going to be extremely happy. And then in this crude workstation, we can swap that for a harpy who likes to work with cloth as well. So we'll bump this limit up slightly, bump it up to 10 to make sure that we've always got some cloth available to us. And then as we say that, the smokehouse is about to be produced, which we could actually switch the lizard into there because they like working in the hot areas, but I'm going to leave it for now. And we got our smokehouse over here. So we're going to turn off pottery and incense. We're going to put a human into here, and we're going to say, use anything you can, which means we should probably turn off insects and consumption as well. And use wood to produce the jerky. And just keep producing the jerky. That's no problem at all. And then let's turn insects off so that they can't use that. So I think we're going to cut into another glade over here just to see what we got going on in this section. And we should have some new orders coming up. There we go. So we'll have a look at our new orders as well. I think the easiest option for us here is actually to go for happy harpies, because 16 resolve is actually really low. So I'm actually going to go for this one. Over here, I think I'm going to go for this one on the left hand side. 50 grain isn't that difficult to get, but we'll get additional humans, some bricks, and some incense as well. We're going to favor the harpies so that we can bump their resolve up past 16. So we've opened up another glade. We have some clay deposits, some broccoli patches, and some fertile soil again. So we're going to get a stonecutter's camp, and we're going to get some of that clay. Our harpies are now happy, so we'll hand in that quest. Done. Also gives us access to a new building. I'm thinking for this one we're going to get the brickyard. That way we have a way of making bricks. We also have a way of making the crystallized dew, which will allow us to produce tools as well. Our stonecutter's camp is now done, so we're going to throw in an additional human to try and collect some of that. Our lizards are extremely happy. I'm going to stop them from doing that again. So it looks like we are dealing with this situation now, which is a Forsaken crit, -5 global resolve for every 10 amber. We haven't got any amber, so we could definitely deal with this one at the moment. We haven't got tools. Have we got a way of collecting meat? I actually don't think we do, so we need to keep an eye out on that one for now. And I think another thing we want to do is we want to build a trader's post when we have the ability to. So we'll plop that down over there. And I think we'll move woodcutter's camp over here and just get them to try chop through this section. So I've come back to Zorg because I realized we do have the amber trade where we have to sell 8 goods and get 4 amber for it. Let's treat everyone. So we'll buy some pie. That's fine. We'll get 10. So we'll trade that. We'll buy some more pie. 6 out of 8 goods sold. Okay. You really wanting to have different types. We'll do that. And then we can hand this quest in as well. Means we'll get some of our tools, we'll get the wildfire essence, and we'll get 2 additional people as well. So we can deliver that. Gives us a building option as well. I'm thinking a clothier at the moment to give us some coats would be very nice, considering, again, there's a couple people that benefit from it. I say a couple people, the humans benefit from it at the moment. We're coming in to our next storm. Wood is looking very good. Food is going down. We are doing okay. These are still favored, which is lovely. So we're just coming out of the storm. We're still fairly safe. Additional humans and harpies will give us some plant fiber and some copper bars. Or we could get some more lizards and a harpy. I think I'm going to go for more lizards and a harpy. In here, we're actually going to get the lizards working up on our jerky. We have a new cornerstone as well. Could do generous gifts again, but I don't think so. I don't really like any of these, so I'm going to re-roll them and see what we can get now. 3 clay per minute is also good. Each newcomer has 2 additional villagers. I think I'm going to go for clay delivery line because having the extra clay is always nice. It's time to build the brickyard over there. Our stonecutters camp, unfortunately, hasn't got anything to do at the moment, so we're going to come and give it some marrow. Our scavengers camp as well is having a bit of difficulty, so we're going to bring them down here and we're just going to unassign them. There's nothing else for them to pick at the moment. And in here, I think we're going to re-enable the pack of building materials, and we're going to say a limit of 6. Our brickyard has been completed as well, and we're going to throw in a human there, and we're going to give them 20 bricks. And our season has just changed, and we got some additional orders, so let's have a look what we got. On this one, the human resolve, I think I'm going to go for. Have 10 humans, that's not a problem, and we can keep their resolve above 30 for 120 seconds. I think we can do that and get additional humans. I think on this one, we're going to go for the open cache as well, and we should be able to do that one. So we need to get the humans resolve up a bit more, so we're going to build a whole bunch of human housing, which we'll do over on this side. So it'll take us a while to produce these because we need 4 planks and 2 bricks each. But our brickyard is doing a good job here, and we can probably assign an additional person in there. And these guys are producing planks fairly quickly, which is nice to see. We've done our building materials, so we can now hand that in, which will be good for us because it's a big batch of bricks, as well as some additional planks every time we produce it. So let's hand that in. This also gives us 10 of the simple tools, so I believe we can actually do this one. We actually have 16 simple tools. So let's do that, and I think in this particular case, I'm actually going to keep the goods because we can get more copper bars and crystallized dew, which will allow us to produce more tools. We also have an additional building available to us. I think I'm going to re-roll here. The lizard housing would be nice, but I'd like to re-roll it in case we can get anything that will produce meat for us. Doesn't look like that is the case at the moment. So let's get the small farm. Reason for that is we have a lot of fertile soil in these areas over here. It also allows us to start thinking about getting that grain up and running as well. And we can build some farm fields at the same time. We've gone into our storm again. We're looking good. Everyone appears to be happy, or happy enough. These guys are nearly done as well. So we're coming out of the storm, which is nice. Let's have a look at our cornerstone. I'm going to go for the extraction tools because I'd like to gain additional artifacts for every completed dangerous and forbidden glade events. I like that one. Let's have a look at our people. For our people, I think I'm going to go for the 3 humans, the lizard and the harpies, because we are building human housing, so we'll have that available to them. We also have our trader that's just come in. There isn't anything in particular that we want from him at the moment, so we're going to leave that. We're just tidying up this section over here so that we can start thinking about putting in a clothier as well. That will allow us to get rid of the crude workstation. Needing to move these guys to get us additional plant fiber, which is fine because we can pop them over there. You can even throw in an additional human into that section. All these houses are going up, which is perfect. Our farm has just been built, so we're going to assign 2 of the humans there as well, which would be nice. And we're going to grow a mixture of vegetables and grain because our food is going down at the moment, which is unfortunate. These guys are having a good time clearing out all of that. We have also completed this one over here, which is nice, so we're going to get our copper bars. It's also time to favor the lizards so that they bump over and get us that passive resolve. Our clothier is done, so we're going to add in the harpies there, and we can get them to make some coats. And I think I'm just going to get them to make 20 coats, and we can have a look at our next set of orders. I'm going to go with the lost supplies. It just requires us to keep goods at the Glade event, but that will give us additional planks and additional oil production and loads more tools. So we can do that. We're coming up to our storm. We still have plenty of wood, which is nice. Our resolve is a little bit risky. So I think what we're going to do is just try and bump down that hostility level a bit by removing an additional person there. We're coming out of the storm, so we're going to start cutting into this section over here. I'm going to prioritize that one. Let's just move these guys up so they don't cut into anything that we don't want them to. We've got additional people coming on in. Going to hold off on them for the moment because we're currently struggling with food. So we're not going to do that yet. I'm going to favor the humans for the moment because their resolve is at 25 and we want to get it up to 30. And there's loads more of them than anyone else. Let's have a look at some of this over here. We'll be able to convert this to get a decrease of hostility by 50 points. Cornerstone. I'm going to get the giant vegetables. And I also think I'm going to move a woodcutter's camp over there to try and clear out this area as well, that we can have another small farm, probably just over there. Our small farm has been finished, so we'll get additional humans in there. What we can also do is move this to a slightly better location. Our trader has arrived as well. The trader has the storm shield over here, which will reduce the storm duration, and I do like that. I feel like reducing the storm duration might be a good thing. So we'll pick that up. We have some new buildings. None of these are what I want, so I think I'm going to go back to the trader and actually try get an additional amber so that we can re-roll that. We'll come back here and we'll re-roll. That isn't exactly what I wanted, especially considering I really needed some meat, but I'm going to take the tavern. I don't think you guys are needed for the moment, and I'm going to build the tavern just here. Our harpies are currently not happy, so we're going to unfavor the humans. I'm going to open this one over here if we have enough tools, which we do. And I'm going to keep goods because that gives us some trade goods, some leather, and sturdy boots, which 10% better movement speed is really good for them. Also think I'm going to move one of the woodcutters over here, and we're going to cut into these two over here. We've opened up this one over here. It's got some roots for us, so we'll get humans working on that straight away. We've also completed one of our orders, which is to complete any 2 Glade events. So we're going to take that one straight away. We're going to have a look at one of our new buildings. There's no meat in these, so I'm going to hold off on taking a building at the moment, just in case we need it. And we're about to go into the stormy season, so we're going to wait on that one. So everyone's resolve is currently struggling. We're going to reduce these guys over here, and we're going to find our other woodcutters quickly, and we're going to reduce them for the moment to try bring that hostility up. We got our new orders. Let's have a look here. We could produce some paved roads, or we could produce some of these trade goods, and we can get... Ooh. Discovering the Glade gives a boost of +3 to global resolve. That's nice. And grain production. Ooh, okay. I'm going to attempt to go for that because I do like the look of those rewards. And then over here, make sure we got packs of provisions and wood, and that will give us a whole bunch of additional stuff. Or have loads of these different things. Ooh. I'm going to risk it for, well, literally the biscuit. We should do okay going into the storm. I am going to mark these trees to be cut so that we can get into this dangerous glades next round. New cornerstone time. I'm going to go for the crowded house because I always love having the +1 additional villagers. That's always helpful. And I'm going to build a forager's camp just over there so we can get access. We're also going to start working on this one here. We're going to convert it so that we can get a permanent reduction to hostility. And they're going to crack into this one over here. So we have loads of roots and we have 2 of these caches over here. Got one that's got machinery. That's pretty nice to have. And we've got this one over here, which is bundle of herbs and loads of types of fabric. So these are actually really good to get our points up. But let's have a look at the petrified tree. That's not going to give us a lot. That's going to give us a lot of insects, so we'll do that. I think I'm going to take these guys away and get them to work on this straight away. And we're going to keep the goods and start getting them to send to the Citadel. We're coming into clearance season, which is quite nice. These guys are working hard on there. So that will hopefully reduce our hostility by quite a bit. These guys are nearly done as well. Give us a big boost of food. A lot of our orders are currently being completed, so we've managed to get that done. So there's a nice influx of food. We've got this, which is quite nice. Our hostility is permanently decreased by 50. We also have an order to deliver, which is this one over here, which will give us loads of extra planks and tools, which I like. We did lose a lot of our paths, which kind of sucks a bit, but they're easy enough to bring back, so that's not a problem. We'll just rebuild these. We're also going to send to the Citadel this cache over here. That will allow us to complete another one of our orders, which actually we've just done again over here. We're going to get additional humans, but we're going to get loads of grain as well. See if I can afford 25 of them. Do some of the sea marrow. We'll trade that and see how long that lasts us for. So we're back to picking one of our buildings, and I think I'm gonna go for the rain mill for the flour, because I think that's pretty valuable. And we can also go for, I don't really like these, so I'm gonna re-roll them. A temple, a smelter, a monastery. I don't really like any of these either, but that does give us an option to make biscuits. I don't like these options either, so I think I'm going to go back to the trader and actually try and get some additional funding. Okay, we're ready to re-roll. I'm definitely going to take the bakery in this particular case. I'm going to do a rain mill over here, and then we're going to do the bakery as well. Just over there. So we're coming into our next storm. We still have plenty of wood. We're going to get rid of some of these woodcutters as well to try and reduce that slightly. Maybe burn a little bit, just so that we can keep everyone nice and happy. And we're coming out of the storm just in time, because we've also completed another one of our orders. But let's have a look at the cornerstones. I'm going to go for the metallurgic proficiency, just so we can do tools a little bit quicker. Orders, we can now complete this one. Give us 4 additional people. Building wise, again, I don't really like any of these. I might go for the brewery, but we'll hold off on that one and just have a look quickly. Our tavern has now been completed, which means we can throw some of these humans that we got in. And then that will give us a positive to global resolve, and we're going to favor them as well, which means that we should be able to complete that quest hopefully in a minute. So I think what I might do is actually get the brewery over here. And again, move this woodcutter's camp a little bit out of the way. And we can build that just over here. Got a rain mill. We're just going to focus on using the grain up to produce some flour. And put a bit of a limit on there of 20 for now, just so we can balance it a little bit. So we have the ability to make biscuits now, or some of the pie. So I think we're going to get pie. We're going to just say, use everything that you want. And we'll put some of the lizards in there, and we'll just make 20 limit as well. We've completed this human's resolve on this side, which will get some extra flour, some tools, and some more humans, which is quite nice on that particular section. It does mean we get another building though. Having a look at these, I don't think I like the look of any of them. So I'm actually going to re-roll and hope for something slightly better. This wasn't really what I was after. But I think let's just go for... We'll go for the clan hall for now, and we'll build that one. Perhaps over here by the brewery as well. Another thing that we can do is make sure that we get some of these decorations up and running, which means we can plop in some more barrels on this side, as well as some of the blue ones. So I think we needed 4 of these, so we're just going to put them scattered around on these different sides and let those get built up. It's probably worth doing that a little bit earlier, but we didn't in that particular case. Our brewery has been completed, so we're going to throw some more humans in here with just a limit of 20, and hopefully that will provide some ale and sort out the leisure for the humans as well. Their resolve has been bumped up massively, which is unfortunate, so we're going to unfavor them for now. And we're going to see if perhaps we can select the lizards to be favored. We want to make sure that we're constantly getting high resolve, but I think in this particular case we're easily going to win this one. We've done extremely well, considering we haven't got any buildings to get some of this meat, which I was kind of relying on. We're going to unfavor the lizards, and we are going to bump up some of our wood burning. And we're going to remove these guys from the woodcutters camp for now. There we go, resolve is going back up. We're going to pause for a second because there's quite a bit going on. We've got our cornerstone. 50% to the amount of goods produced in a small farm, or 3 roots per minute. I think I'm going to take this, which is quite a nice one. We're also going to have a look at what we've got going on here. I think if we were to use this large abandoned cache, if we could, that would complete the game for us, which would be extremely nice. I mean, we could even do this one. There are so many different ways that we could fix this. So I think we might come over here, might have a look, see what's producing tools for us. It should be these guys over here, and they're essentially out of all the resources. So why don't we buy some of these copper bars? We can trade that for 20 amber. So we're just going to come to this abandoned cache over here, and we're going to send to the Citadel one of the Queen's reputation points. And I think that will end it all for us, which would be quite nice. It's possible we might be slightly under. And you know what? Perhaps we can work on this one as well, and we'll send that to the Citadel, just to make sure that we're doing okay. So we are 0.05 reputation away from succeeding. So I think we're just going to wait for this one to be done. And it's going to be during the storm as well, just to spice things up a little bit. We're going to burn as much wood as we possibly can, and we're just going to crack on straight through this one. And we are done. Very nice. That went a lot easier than I thought it would do. So we've also leveled up to level 7. Gives us a few additional things. Explorer's Lodge, Druid's Hut, Ranch for some meat. That would have been nice to have in this particular section. Reinforced Roads Trade Hub. That's nice. And I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see some more content, consider subscribing to the channel. And I will catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.